Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Dad Games Badly. We're back here today with some more NHL23 and our 48 team expansion fantasy draft league. We are moving quite along. I was going to stop and try and do something else because this is just way too much for me to take on, but I'm also having a lot of fun. It's very interesting to see it play out this way. That's just unfortunate. You're not going to be able to build through the draft at all in this league. You'll really have to stock up on first and second round picks, and even then, you think about it, if you were picking at the last pick of the first round with 32 teams, that's 60 or 64. And the last pick of the second round, the last pick of the second round with 48 teams is now 96. That's basically that's the end of the third round. So every time you're doing that, every 2 rounds, you're basically going an extra round. So by the end of the fourth round, you're into the sixth round. So anything past that, there's really not much available. Maybe you'll find somebody, a low elite, that you'll want to pick. But you got to act fast because the spots go by quickly. So let's go ahead and get into this, folks. We are in the playoffs. We're up against Europe, the Explorers. Let's go ahead and take a look at these lineup. And see how they stack up compared to us. Europe, where are you, good folks? Robbie Fabry, Nathan McKinnon, Troy Terry, Bjorkstrand, Nick Suzuki, Lekkinen, Jankowski, Jasper Weatherby, Joey Anderson, Scott Reedy. I don't know where Scott Reedy's from. He's a Shark pick, apparently. Follow my Shark fans. Leafs legend Adam Brooks. And Jacob Lauko, Bruins legend. Carson Soucy, Ryan Ellis, Nudivara, Knizov, Korchinski, and Freddie Allard. I mean, in all honesty, it's a pretty meh decor. It's honestly a pretty meh, first grouping here. Outside of these two, these five, it's all pretty bong. So, and in net, they're running Frank Kuz, Matt Murray, Leafs legend, Will Butcher, Edler, and Mikko Kokkonen, Leafs legend, are all hanging out on the bench, black aces, as they say. So let's go ahead and sim to this first game. We won 5 more games than them. And we had a pretty similar record heading into this. So let's see how it goes. Period number 1, St. Louis on the board. The Bird. Beniers. Kamel. Beauty. Love to see it. Second period. Nothing happening. Going to the third. We'll slow sim this one. See if we can put another couple nails in that coffin. Close her down for the night. And take game 1. Scott Higgins gets his first playoff goal of his career. The absolute stud. You love to see it. And that's it. That's the nail on the... Oh, no. Beniers gets another one, and that is 4-0 to end the first game. 3 stars of that game, Beniers, Grubauer, and Higgy. Love to see it. Let's take a look at who won the first. I'll sim the next game. We'll see who win the next rounds of games. Alrighty, it looks like Vegas is up by 1 over Florida. Colorado up 2 over Moscow. Oh, that's not Moscow, that's London. Okay, that's real weird. No, that's controlling my mouse there. That's really odd. Alright, well, we're just going to ignore that then, and we'll just go at the playoff tree. So Colorado over London, Vegas over Florida, Toronto, Halifax tied 1, St. Louis over Europe, Montreal 2 over Calgary, Columbus and Edmonton over Helsinki and LA, and Philly and Arizona are tied. All right, who's our leading scorer? Is it Mr. Matty Beniers? Love to see it. All right, so let's go ahead and simulate this game right here. All right, so first period, get that out of the way. Nino gets one. Cogs gets one. Lekkinen and McKinnon get them back heading into the second period. Nothing happening. Pretty quiet seconds so far in this series. 2 games in, tied 2-2 here in the third. Europe taking it to us in the shots department. St. Louis, you need to hold down. Europe on the power play goes to waste for them. St. Louis really needs to see a big push in shots here. Get some time. Adam Brooks. It looks like that might be the nail in the coffin, unless we can get something going here. Anything does not look like it. Series tied 1-1. Heading to Europe for games number 3. Go look at the 3 stars. I honestly don't know why it's doing that. Brooks, Lekkinen, and Nino. Love to see it. Alright. Sim to our next game. And Vegas 2-0 over Florida. Colorado 3-0 over London. Columbus 2-0 over LA. Montreal 2-1 with Calgary. 1-1 Helsinki and Edmonton. 2-1 for Philly over Arizona. And let's go ahead and get into the next one here. Game number 3, heading to Europe, the O2 Arena. It's actually in Prague. Period number 1, nothing going on. Period number 2, Joey Anderson and Owen Power heading into the third, tied at 1. Shots are a lot closer. We got an early power play. Can't get anything. Oh, we do. Sammy Blaze gets one on Francouz. Love to see it. Troy Terry gets one back on Grubauer. Gruby, I'm not liking this, buddy. I'd like to see some pushback from you, please. Like a shutout game performance would be beautiful. Don't want to head to OT. Can we get anything here in the dying seconds? Does not look like it. Let's slow sim that overtime period on the power play. Can we end it here? We do not. Europe, it's not got much going on that side. We are leading in shots now. Would like to see a couple more go bang, bang, boom. Push back, push back. There's not much time left in this overtime period. Are we heading to 2 overtimes? Somebody going to get it done here in the dying minutes of first overtime. Doesn't look like it. Heading into second overtime in game number 3. Everybody's tired from the jet ride back. Who ended the game? Matt Dumba on Francouz. You love to see it. Matty, love ya. Ya beauty. All right, 3 stars. Grubauer with a beautiful game. Francouz, not so bad himself. I mean, look at the shots. And Jankowski with 2 assists and a hit. Doing what he needs to do for his team. So we have game number 4 coming up. We are up in the series 2-1. I don't know why I'm going to edit player. That's a waste of time. Goodness. Can't wait to upgrade to a current gen console, PS5, Xbox Series. Play the next game. We will not. We have to double check here. Helsinki up 2-1. Philly 3-1. 3-0. 3-1 for Colorado. 2-1 for us. 3-1 for Toronto over Halifax. 2-1 and 3-1 there as well. So not much has changed in who is leading the way on their respective teams, but some of the teams are not giving up. That's for sure. April 20th, everybody, per the game clock. Let's see if we can get a goal. Anything Kaznayev and Robbie Fabry with 2 in the second period. Jeannot gets one back for us. McKinnon gets one. We are down 3-1. Bachwis gets one back early. Europe on the power play, 5-on-3, 5-on-4, back to it. Lekkinen gets the goal just as it ends. Back down by 2 with 13 minutes left in the period. Would like to see some pushback team. Can we get some goals? Shorty. Patty Kane gets a goal shortly after the power play ends. We're down by 1 with 4 minutes left. Come on, guys. Push, push, push. Get an empty netter. Brant Clark gets one. We're tied 4-4. Heading to overtime, mother truckers. All right, let's go ahead and slow sim that overtime period. 5-4 on the power play. Can't get anything going. Massive amount of shots from St. Louis. 5-on-3 for Europe. 5-on-4. Extended 5-on-4 for us. And the game ends with Patty Kane getting the overtime winner from the corner on Francouz. We're up in the series 3-1. 3 stars of the game, obviously going to be Kane, Fabry, and McKinnon. Honestly, kind of thought one of the goalies would be in there, but with 4 or 5 goals, even at 45 shots, is not great. So, sim to the next game. It does look like Vegas beat Florida. 3-2 for Colorado now, 3-1 for Columbus, 3-2 for Montreal. Philly wins. The first one's done, 4-1. Helsinki and Edmonton are tied at 2. And Vegas 4-0. So we know where we're at. I had a block with 4 points in 4 games. Let's simulate this game here together. Sim that period. Weatherby gets 1. Beniers and Jeannot get 2. We are up. Go ahead and second period. McKinnon gets 2, Bockwist gets a shorty, and we head into the third period. Tied. McKinnon now up, puts them up 4-3. Patty Kane gets it back. We're tied at 4. Lehkonen gets one back like 30 seconds later. Like, come on, team, you're better than this. Our defense is better than this. Can we get something on the power play? Anything here in the dying minutes to bring her back to overtime? I'll take a loss in overtime at this point. I don't care, but I don't want to lose it in regulation. And that's exactly what we did, folks. We lost it in regulation. 3 stars of the game. McKinnon, Kane, Bockwist. Makes sense in all honesty. So let's go ahead and jump right into the next one. See if anybody else has finished their series, who is moving forward. London making a comeback at this point. Montreal finishes it up. LA's trying to make a comeback. Helsinki's up. And we are winning, but tied 3-3 Toronto and Halifax. So let's go ahead and get into game number 6 here. See what happens. See if we can get anything good here and close this series out. You're up. Troy Terry with an early goal. Second period, Lauko with a goal. I do not want to make this go to 7. Are you kidding me? This team is much better than the other team. Like, how are we losing? I'm going to blame it on the coach. Troy Terry gets the goal, now up 3-0. And with 10 minutes left, I am just going to quick sim the rest of this. We get 1. Dumba gets 1. There were 3 minutes left, but it's too little, too late. 3 stars of the game, Francouz, Terry, and McKinnon. All right. We're going to have to take a quick look here at our overalls. Do I give Costa a shot in net at this point and just let him run with it and see what happens? I mean, Genther has been... This whole line has been... Defensively, let's do that. Goalie wise, Costa's getting game 7. I don't care. So London does the comeback, reverse sweeps the Avs, absolute upset. Toronto does beat Halifax. Columbus does beat LA. Montreal, we knew, beat Calgary. Helsinki beats Edmonton. And it is just us at this point heading into game number 7. So we made some changes in the lineup. Who knows how that's going to go for anybody. Get first period out of the way. 1-1, Terry and Nino. Second period, let's get her going, and 2-2. Dylan Holloway gets a goal. Joey Anderson gets a goal. We're tied 2-2 heading into the third in game number 7 of the first round between these two teams. Carson Soucy gets a goal on Costa. Was it the bad decision? Weatherby gets the goal on Costa. We're down 4-2. Can we get anything on the power play, like any pushback team? Like Francouz is not better than what we have in net. Their defense, their bottom six is absolutely terrible, and they're destroying us. Fortier, unfortunately, it's too little, too late. 4-3, and we go down. Absolutely disappointed in this team. So much better. They should have done so much better. Holloway and Dumba, 3 stars, but who gives a toot? Because honestly, they suck. Alright, definitely going to have to be looking at this team next season. Was hoping this would move on a little bit longer, but apparently not. So we are just going to advance days here through the AHL playoffs and see if Springfield can repeat. Doesn't look like they're off to a good start, losing the first game 3-2, winning that second game 5-4 in overtime. Game number 3, win that one. Jamison Ray's 9 points in 10 games. We are up 3-1 in the series, heading home to win it one more time. 12-12 for Jamison Rees. You love to see it. Let's go ahead and simulate some days. Get the other quarterfinal out of the way. We are going to be facing Chicago, the Wolves. So let's go ahead and run through this series. In the semifinals divisional playoffs, we win game number 1, 6-5 in overtime. Game number 2, 3-1 in regulation. Game number 3 at home to Chicago. We win 11-0, and then the final game is a 4-0 win as well. So it looks like we'll be coming up against Bjorkhausen Lumia. I'm not quite sure. IFB. Let's go. Congratulations to IFB for making it this far. Pretty decent record. Not as great as us, though. Overtime loss in game number 1, 4-3. Win game number 2, 6-3. Heading home to IFB to play them at their home arena. We beat them 2-1. Game number 4. And we win that one 3-2. Rees, 25 points in 20 games. The absolute stud, Jamison. Where did you come from? Where did you go? Where did you come from? Jamison Rees, Cotton Eye Joe. And with that, your Springfield Thunderbirds are back-to-back Calder Cup champions. I mean, 6 points in 7 games at a Buckwist is just absolutely terrible. So let's sim to the draft. Let's see the damage, where we're going to be picking all of that fun stuff. And then we can kind of make a decision what to do. Bruins have fired the head coach, Pascal Lemieux. Preds have fired Harry Kavanagh as head coach. Rangers have fired Louis Berard. Explorers ended up winning the Stanley Cup Championship. Congratulations to Europe. Springfield, congratulations to you. Seeing if we have anything here. St. Louis. No. Man, I really don't like how that just randomly happened. Because it used to be this, and now it's not. Few retired players, of course. Let's see who's all retiring. Stahl, Carter, Bozak, Nielsen. Cogs is retiring. Helm, Strawman, Clutterbuck, Applicator, Cody Franson, goaltending-wise. Price, Elliott Grice, Kudobin. Interesting, losing some decent players. Let's go ahead to St. Louis. And just make sure we're not losing anybody else. Goaltending-wise, I didn't think so. Just Cogs. Attaboy Cogs, thank you. Cogs becomes a scout. Maybe we'll bring him in, depending on what his overalls are, and prospect development. Alright, so, awards time. Like Patty Kane had 90 points and then just disappeared. So, Europe winning the Stanley Cup, Colorado winning the President's Trophy. Oh, they're not even doing it in here. Indy Awards, Maddie. Ovi winning the Hart, Quinn Hughes winning the Norris, Pasta winning the Lady Bing, LeClaire winning the Calder, we love to see it. McKinnon winning the Conn Smythe, Vezina going to Markstrom, as well as the Jennings. Masterton going to Haig, to Kaiser, Crosby winning the Selke, Ovi winning that, and Maurice to Matthews. And then in the AHL, of course, let's see if we have anybody here. Gauche winning the best goaltender. Breeze winning the most valuable player in the playoffs 2 years in a row. I mean, Jamison Reese is coming up, man. He just fucking goes off. Harry Hap Holmes Award. Not too bad. So we got a couple of awards in the AHL and the Calder Award this year. So can't hate. Luke Evangelista's looking real good. Let's go ahead and go progress reports. So Power's a 90, Bachwis is an 89, Genther's an 87, Holloway an 86, Dumba, Clark is an 85, Koss is an 84, Leclerc's an 84, Weed's now an 84. I think I've got two 84 goalies that are 19 and 22. Like, let's go. Like, she had a wicked season this year, 41 wins. Jeannot had some growth. Nino, Beniers. Higgins now an 82. I mean, Reese is now a 78 at 29. He's definitely going to be making the team next year. How can a guy with 75 points not be making this team? In the system, I really only care about these guys. What the absolute heck? Man, I can't even touch buttons anymore. Hallweg is now a 60. Krog as well is now a 51. He didn't grow as much. Interesting. And then our low sixes like Evangelista and McBain and stuff like that that are getting old, but are still decent for where we've got them. I mean, I'd like to see some more growth. Let's go ahead and view contracts quickly. We'll just run through anybody that needs one. So centers, all expiring. Holloway needs a new deal. So 5 years at 8.7. Sorry, I'm going to just calculate this. 87 times 0.85, 74. I mean, if I can get them for an extra year and super cheap, then we're definitely going to make that happen. Bingo. Jamison Reese, how much are you looking for? I'm just going to offer you that. Glendenning's probably not coming back. Schnarr's not coming back. McBain probably not coming back. Smith, same. Edwards, Repkoff, Lynch. All right, not too worried about that. Genther needs a new deal. How much is he looking for? Just a 1 year? Let's go 2 years and get that extra year at the same price. And then from here, we'll go 5,375. I mean, that's basically $1 million that he was asking for, so we'll take that if I can. Jeannot, probably not coming back, probably try and trade him. Classic, Branta, Bergman. Manis don't care. Kamel needs a new deal at 21 years old. Kind of want to lock him up for a little bit more. Let's go with that. 3-year deal. 385. Get rid of that. I mean, it's not a big saving, but I want to get him at term. Blaze, Evangelista, Dufour, Hayes, Janssen, don't care. Defensively, Adam Bachwest is important. He is looking for 10 for 3 years. I'm just going to take this 10-8. 922. I mean, if I can get him down $1 million for 4 years. Okay, Brant Clark as well. We want to bring in. I mean, it's basically knocking off $1 million off this pricing. Anki, Rinnan, and Wild, Kyrie, Warren. Don't care there. Costa needs a new deal. Alright. And there's Taylor Gauthier. Not going to give Gauthier any money at this point. We are all good with everybody coming along. So let's go ahead and end it here. Thanks so much for coming along, folks. I do appreciate it. It was not the result that we wanted, unfortunately. But losing in the playoffs like that, I'm not quite sure what had happened. We are much better than that, but not much we can do. So thanks for hanging out with me. I much appreciate it. And until next time, much love, fam. Bye-bye.